How you doing, everyone? It's Sandesh here, and I'm here to do a video about an article on Fox News, and it's about the gift that keeps on giving, DonLemon. It's obvious no one watches him and no one cares about him, and he's just a laughing stock now. But here we go. And DonLemon defends CNN's good Russiagate coverage, blames Trump for perception that network went far left. I didn't necessarily think CNN went left. I thought CNN was about facts. Lemon said, "You want to know facts if it slapped you in the face. You're clearly stupid, and you thought you could get one over on Elon Musk, and Elon Musk just made you look like the idiot that you are." Anyway, former CNN anchor remains a staunch defender of the network despite his dramatic firing last year. That's really weird. In an interview on Friday's Counterpoint, Lemon was grilled about CNN's coverage during his time at the network, which co-host Ryan Grimm accused of started to sound kind of like Democratic mouthpiece. "I don't agree with the premise of what you're saying, and when people put it in that context," Lemon responded. "We all view life through a certain lens, whether you're a journalist or not. It's actually okay to be a journalist and have an opinion. There's opinion journalism. So I don't believe in that BS about, journalists just have to sit there and go, what do you think? What do you think? Okay, fine. That's not how it works." That was the zenith, I believe, of CNN during that time. Well, the thing is, if you're going to be a journalist, you can't be. I mean, you. If you're going to be a journalist, you gotta take in the facts from every. You gotta take in facts from everywhere, whenever it's from, because whether it's from conservative media, whenever it's from left wing media, it doesn't matter. You got to take all the facts from every single facet, from all sides, and then you'll form your opinion from that. Because the thing is, opinion journalism has to come from facts. You was not putting out facts. You was putting out a narrative. You was putting out propaganda and saying that Trump, saying that Trump was Russia affiliated, when he obviously wasn't. When Russia ended up being a complete joke, that's what you caused. I'm gonna carry on reading. I'm sorry. And it may have looked that we had to move to the left, or that we were somehow becoming an arm of the Democratic Party. You are an arm of the Democratic Party. What are you talking about? That was only because of the Republican side, and mostly Donald Trump and the MAGA wing of the Republican Party. The facts were not on their side, he continued. So by the simple fact of pointing out that someone is lying, that you're getting misinformation, it may make you think, oh my God, you must be on the Democratic side. Uh, Democrat side. No, you're on the side of the truth. No, the side of the truth doesn't care. Truth doesn't care if it's the left or the right, if it's Democrat or Republican. The truth never picks a side. It never does. And that's how he's trying to paint it out, like the facts and the truth in general picks a side. That's what he's pretty much saying in this. Pathetic. Counterpoint's co-host, Emily Jashinsky, I think is what it said, pushed back Taylor Lemon that the Russiagate coverage that came from CNN and the media broadly was not great. Just the question about Donald Trump didn't have facts on his side, Jashinsky said. I do agree with that. The Russian coverage on CNN was good. I think the Russia coverage in the media was good. I don't think it was bad. And Lemon responded, "What a shock. You may disagree with it. That's your bias. She's not being biased. She's pretty. She's just. I guarantee you, she must have used. She must have probably used. She probably used facts to actually say that. Otherwise, if she didn't know what the truth was, and she believed the bullshit, and then she wouldn't have asked, then she wouldn't have brought that up. She wouldn't have did that pushback. But actually, no, the coverage is good, and I think that people are smart enough to discern what's true and what's not, what's real and what's not, and so Yeah, they know what's real and what's not now, because since Democrats are losing in the poll, and people have had enough of Biden, and so I don't think that the coverage was that bad. I don't fall into that category, and I think people were look. I think people sort of romanticize the time that we were in, like people romanticize, COVID and the protocols that were in place, and this was bad. And that was bad. They don't remember the time that we were in. I think, of course, people remember. People remember what how COVID and the lockdowns were like. How could you forget? How could you forget all that? No one could go nowhere. You couldn't go out. And no, and not, and the thing is, it was proven that anxiety, depression, mental illness in general shot up during that time. What a surprise! I think, excuse me, I think that the media did the best job that they could at the time. I don't think that it was terrible. We can always look back, being armchair quarterback, Monday morning quarterback, and saying, "Oh, you should have done this, should have, would have, could have." We didn't, and again, my advice is accept things the way that they are. Learn your lesson and move on. Yeah, learn your lesson, but the thing is, don't just accept things the way they are. I mean, that's just a terrible lesson. I mean, if you have a voice and you have a following, like for example, if you're a content creator, I mean, use your voice, and people will say I was wrong. I think where I was, if we made a mistake and we got something wrong, we would say it. Oh, please, no, you didn't. But has CNN ever said that we were actually? But has CNN ever said that there actually was never proven collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia? I don't think that they ever had. Grim DonLemon, to which he replied, beyond CNN, I think there are accounts of collusion, but you'd have to ask CNN. What do you mean, counts of collusion? I mean, the Durham report proved that wrong. If you don't know about the Durham report, just either look it up on Google or look it up on YouTube. You'll find it. You'll find the video or the article. Earlier in the interview, Lemon was confronted about his infamous January 2020 segment, with him laughing hysterically as his panel mocked Trump voters as credulous, I think that's what it says, boomer rubes, something Jasinski called a low point for the media in the Trump era. Lemon clarified to Jasinski that he was specifically laughing uncontrollable at his guest quip that Trump couldn't find Ukraine on a map if you had the letter U and a picture of an actual physical crane. I did not make any comments about Americans, so you'll have to talk to Rick Wilson about that, Lemon said. Notably, Lemon did accuse Trump voters later that year of having cognitive dissonance to support such a bad person, and how they like racism and misogyny. Well, the thing is, since you're for the war in Ukraine, excuse me, since you're for the war in Ukraine and the war in Gaza, I mean, you kind of are for racism. And the thing is, I guarantee you, he's the sort of person. I guarantee you that where we're now living in a world where white people have to apologize for being white, and I guarantee you, he's the sort of person that is going to play the race card and going to want white people to apologize for being white. I guarantee he's that sort of person. He also compared Trump voters to drug addicts and argued that they were on the side of Klansmen and Nazis. You see what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. He compared Trump voters to Klansmen and Nazis. So there you go. He is a racist deep down. Racism isn't one-sided. Racism never is one-sided. Don't matter. Lemon was fired last April following several tumultuous months that included losing his solo primetime show, offset drama on his new morning show, and his controversial past prime comments about Nikki Haley. In a recent interview, Lemon left the door open to officially returning to CNN. Look, I would never say never, Lemon said. Most of the people who were involved in my ousting are gone, and so it's kind of the place that it was, before I got there. So that would be interesting. Why would you want to tolerate his bullshit, and why would you want to believe his bullshit anyway? He's a fucking idiot. That's what he is. Pardon my language. Anyway, there's my there you go. That's it. That's the end of the article. I'll put the article in the link description as well. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe on YouTube, and please follow me on YouTube as well. I'm on X as well. Please follow me on X as well if you don't mind. I would appreciate it. I'm also on Rumble and Odyssey as well. If you could follow me on Rumble and Odyssey and like, comment and subscribe on them too, I would appreciate it too. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.